So my dog is still here. Um, let me carry her. Let me get her up. Okay, okay, buddy. I know you. This is you were complaining at home. Okay, so this video, and I've written down my topics. Right. Let me cut right to it. How many of us are getting our physicals done every year? How many of us are on top of our blood work, our cholesterol? Let's just say, right? The numbers, the report card, as I like to say, the statistics, right? How many? How many of us are? So I get hers done. Hmm? She's got the best vet in town, and we are on top of her medical records. We meaning both she and I. And so my girlfriend, of course, loves her to death. She gives her more attention than me. But isn't it funny that one mediocre to semi-close call of a diagnosis with your doctor can change the entire trajectory of your life? We often throw this catchphrase around that health is wealth. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that? Let me switch arms. Hopefully you're thinking about it as I'm switching arms. You're seeing firsthand on how I multitask. I'm able to do 2 miles, 3 miles, and I don't want to put this poor thing with her paws. Look at it, how tiny her paws are. Oh, right? So all it takes is one close call of a diagnosis. And in some cases, a life-changing diagnosis or a terminal diagnosis where it's forecasted that you only have 6 months, 1 year. How would you look at life then? Right? What if you were told that you have 1 week to live? How would you spend that? Now you get the point. I've drilled this home, right? We together know this because we are very human. Of course, a dog is human too. So you got handed a diagnosis, and I know this happens, folks, and I know this isn't fair. We all think it's not going to be us. When my dad got diagnosed with Parkinson's, he was in his mid-30s. He died in 2018 at the age of 73. Back in that day, I'm a Gen Xer, and I'm 49 years old. Back in that day, we didn't know what Parkinson's was, other than just coming to terms with what had happened to Michael J. Fox. And that's all we knew about Parkinson's. And then, at that time, Michael J. Fox was still very young, because he also got it in his 30s. We all remember that story. I think most of us do. If you're a Gen X millennial, at least you would know that. He's a movie star. Life was good for him. He was on top, right? He was on top of his game. He still has money, but he was... It reminds me of my father. If he only had, if he only had diabetes, if he only had maybe a handicapped hand, I don't know. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. Anything but Parkinson's, man. That's another story I'll get into, but that just breaks my heart to think about what he must have felt during the diagnosis. What he must have felt when the doctors were the last line of fire. I can't imagine it, and I have anxiety and PTSD from childhood. I promise you I'll do that story one day, because I know that there are many other families out there in this world that don't talk about terminally ill parents, terminally ill children, or someone that's got a disability, a handicap. What is the proper term? Please excuse me. Just a little emotional, And during these walks, I found my father talking to me. There's supernatural things happening to me, like with me, around me, in this YouTube journey. I've seen things, forces. I've experienced things, right? And part of this is why I'm telling this story is, folks, there's a lot of power in fasting, intermittent fasting. There's a lot of benefits in intermittent fasting. Autophagy, right? But also brain chemistry, brain health. Parkinson's is a neuro disease. The neurons in your brain, the lack of dopamine, that high level, right? Your dopamine cells die, and then you lose control of your movements, your body. Your body involuntarily moves itself. I've seen it all. And I still remember the noises, the sounds of my father's fingers, and his shaking got worse, trembling got worse over time. I have a really good friend of mine, he's my ace, my buddy, my bro. We grew up together in California. He's 1 year. He just turned 50, and he got diagnosed with a terminally ill condition. They first told him he had about 6 months left, and if he had surgery, there was still only a 1% chance he would survive. He's still fighting it through diet, but he has taught me, even though I knew the lessons and even though I know all of this, but there's something magical and inspiring when you see another person going through it, how they start living their life or their lives. We all want one more day. We all take this breathing for granted. We all take this walking our dogs, hugging our loved ones, many cases our dogs. We even take them for granted. So my question I ask is, why do we take our health for granted? Why do we poison our bodies? Why do we drink excessively? Why do we abuse our bodies? Why do we stuff ourselves with sugar, processed carbs, all the junk, the snacks? Why do we do that? You don't think you're going to pay the consequences for it? You don't think there's health repercussions by you doing this? The holidays are here. I'm still in the best shape of my life because I don't really let go like that. I celebrate in moderation. And on the days that I do celebrate and indulge, I watch how I drink my alcohol. I actually enjoy alcohol now. I love it. And I never thought I would say this. I sincerely love it. I'm a recovering alcoholic too. I had many, many reasons, and they were all stupid reasons for me to poison my body and let myself go the way I did. These are topics for I plan to talk about this in all my episodes. But today, I just want to put this in perspective, is Thanksgiving is around the corner, like weeks away. We have election day coming too. There's going to be celebrations no matter who wins. People are going to be celebrating either for the left or the right. That's without saying, right? There's a lot of elation in the finality of an election. We just finished Halloween. People already put up their Christmas trees. People are resigning, like giving up on their diet, and like that's it. Like as if these bad habits don't compound year after year, and you keep growing this way. As if the weight's just gonna disappear. And January comes, it's the new year, new me. Let's go, resolution. You're not doing jack-ish, because joining a gym and getting the next fitness gadget and buying different programs and hiring personal trainers honestly doesn't work. You want me to say, yeah, go girl or go guy. No, it doesn't work. I gotta make sure my dog is there watching me. See that? Right there. There she goes. There she goes. It doesn't work because the engine and the mind, you have to be dialed in. You have to take it seriously. Did you? The reason why I'm sharing such a personal story is because it has shaped me into who I became. I'm not trying to go with the Parkinson's route, but my point is, because I can go so many ways in that story, is that all it takes is one diagnosis for your life to change. That all the things that we whine and cry and be about, right? Those things seem very minute now once you get that diagnosis, because you know that your life is not going to be the same again. And now the things that you took for granted, like walking, eating right, cooking your vegetables, having fruits, and eliminating processed sugar, it's too late. It's too late. Never say it's too late, but it's too late. There are some things you cannot reverse. There's some things you cannot reverse. And I feel very passionately about this, talking out loud in a beautiful park on a day like this. What would you, can't you feel my inspiration? Wouldn't you give anything to be alive? Listen to the sound of the trees behind me. Isn't this supernatural? Listen. Listen. Be thankful for your joints, your mind, your breath, your life. Be thankful for your dog. Be thankful for anyone that's been there for you. Be thankful to fitness influencers, especially the natural ones. I'm not here to get anything out from you. I am putting myself out there in the universe because my father would have wanted me to do this. And right now, just this very moment, I can feel my father. Because his story needs to be told. I'm the only son. We have three brothers. I'm the only son that talks about this journey, is because there's something inside me that takes me back to walk a mile in his shoes, and I cannot walk a mile in his shoes because I don't know what that's like. I'm going to try to end this because I do intend to do a sit down in a park, not walk, but sit down and really start opening up the can of my introduction to that journey of what happened to my father. Hopefully you felt some of that magic and you were inspired to get your life together, get your act together. And if you're seeing someone in your family or your loved ones that you can reach over the shoulder and say, hey, we need to get together as a group and start walking. Maybe you can share my channel and say, hey, this guy is walking and talking. If you found any inspiration from this, hopefully something, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share. This channel is relatively new and I'm building it out to inspire other people to get in their best shapes of their lives, but also just to become best versions of themselves. I have plenty of material on here. Plenty of material. Hopefully you can go through some of those videos, even my earlier ones, and find more joy and inspiration. I've also changed as a person throughout this process. It's very transformative as I'm going through this, okay? I love you all. And remember, whatever you're going through is temporary. It'll pass as long as you have control while you have. And while you can do it, do it. Okay? Mamba out.